Hi, everybody. Good morning. How is everyone doing today? I'm actually, for once, not going to be multitasking during sprints. So typically I'm in the library or folding laundry or something like that. But today I'm just going to sit here and read. So I've got The Babysitter by R.L. Stein. I'm going to be reading this one. I haven't read it before, but I'm going to be doing Shelley's Tales of Point Horror Book Club this month. I'm doing a couple of book clubs actually. So I thought since I just needed to have a Sunday where I sit here and unwind after a hard week, I figured this was perfect. Have a little bit of R.L. Stein. It's nice and short, and just have a cozy morning. Good morning, Edie. Hello, Jackie. Good morning, Jen. Jen is here too. So Jackie and I were having this conversation yesterday. About just not doing too much during sprints. So I'm excited. Oh, you just read this one? I've heard mixed reviews. Some people like it and some people don't really like it. So let me know what your thoughts are. Just stumbled upon a copy of that yesterday. Um, my copy is actually pretty good. There's no writing or anything. That's usually what I find with um, a lot of the vintage copies that I have is people have writing on them, which kind of sucks. But I get it. I mean, they're getting pretty old now, so ooh, Jackie's starting The Shape of Darkness for our Haunted Victorian Book Club this morning. That's exciting. I haven't started it yet. I do want to pick it up soon. Probably not until next week, though. Um, so what's everybody else reading today? What else am I working on? There's a Darcy Coates that I'm reading right now, and honestly, I can't remember the name of it. And it's kind of like a haunted house, one of her haunted house stories, but it takes place kind of like in an older period, so it has more of a gothic feel. So I'm at a part now where the young lady, basically her family, has become destitute because of bad investments that her father made, and so this man basically agrees to marry her to keep her family out of poverty. And it's really, really good. So I've got to get the name of it at some point here, and I'll let you guys know which one it is. Jen's reading Gothicana, filming some videos this afternoon. So I'm gonna read this one this morning, and then this afternoon I might just have like kind of a movie day. So Matt and I think we're gonna start the Harry Potter series. I had a stack of movies last night that we picked one from. We watched Labyrinth last night, which was awesome, and he was saying, maybe we'll start our Harry Potter binge for the year. Dead End, A Fear Street. Ooh. Some R.L. Stein here this morning. Hi, Vix. Emily Wilde, book 2, about halfway through. Awesome. And Edie says, I might read some more of the Gothic romance wave, but later. Might start working on my project later. Oh, good. Project days are always fun. We did do our old school April announcement yesterday, which was a lot of fun. All of the co-hosts, like everybody had different kind of intros, and it's funny because we didn't plan it that way. Like we didn't say, oh well, you have to have kind of an old school intro into your video, but everybody just kind of got really creative and did it. So that was a lot of fun. I'm super excited for old school April. I might do a little bit of planning this morning. Excuse me, might do a little bit of planning this morning actually for it. In between reading, there's a ton of prompts this year. So it's not like, 5 or 6 prompts and you just do those. There's like, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 prompts for each of the things. So I want to figure out what I'm doing and then put together my pile of possibilities. So I'm super excited about that because I've been feeling all the kind of vintage vibes lately and wanting to read some good old R.L. Stein, maybe some Goosebumps, some shorter books, see if I can break myself out of this slump that I've been in lately. Sorry, it's a little bit dark in here. I actually had that curtain open, but the sun is like facing this way and it was too much. So I do apologize. It's a little bit dark. Does everybody have their coffee, tea, breakfast, snacks? I need to get some snacks actually. I sat down here and got all cozy, and now I realize I don't have a snack. Matt made us pancakes and bacon this morning, so that was nice. I've been eating way too much junk food lately because of all the overtime I've been working. So that's pretty much done now. So I have to get back on like a little bit of a more healthier diet, not just sitting at the kitchen table and stuffing my face with junk food, because my sugars have been a little bit high and my pants are getting a little bit tight. So got to get back on going back on the treadmill and getting some exercise, which I mean, we all need, right? Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys pick for Old School April too. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I know we're going to have like some hangouts and stuff like that. Make sure you go check out the other host videos too. Andrew's from It Came From the Page. His video is hilarious, and I mean he's a funny guy anyway. But everybody did so good with their announcements. So super excited to see what everybody's going to read and watch and do, and all the vintage outfits and thrifting and all of those things. Yeah, that's our kind of our Sunday thing is pancakes and bacon, and because we try to eat pretty low carb during the week, so it's really nice just to stuff my face with pancakes with blueberries. Second cup of coffee sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll get that. I don't know. I've been drinking so much coffee lately. Like I tallied it up in the past 2 weeks. I've worked like 35 hours of overtime plus like my regular shifts. So coffee was the only thing that was getting me through. So I have to kind of cut back a little bit. Maybe I should stick to water. Yeah. So it's funny because it's like full blown winter here again. We've gotten a lot of snow over the past week or so, and it was like 11 degrees the other day. So it's just kind of swinging back and forth between crappy weather and good weather. So just having a cozy Sunday today. I had to figure out what to make for dinner too. Does anybody have any interesting food prep on the go? I haven't seen Kat or M in here, and they usually have some pretty good stuff that they're making on Sundays. But yeah, Matt does our food prep here for during the week, vegetables and stuff like that. So he's all done his food prep for the day. Oh, if you guys hear a saw in the background, it's because he's cutting out in the garage. So I do apologize if you hear a saw. I really wanted to just sit on the couch and do nothing. I didn't want to go downstairs into the library, so it might be a little noisy here, but I'll try to shut the microphone off if that happens. Stew for dinner. Well, stew on a rainy day sounds perfect. Actually, my husband makes this really, really good beef stew with like wine and stuff in it, and it's so good. He does it in the Instant Pot, and it cooks really, really fast, and it's so delicious. Maybe I'll talk him into making that. That sounds like a really good idea, actually. Yep. Okay, I'm going to start the timer because I'm eager to get reading. And so I think we're going to have 3 rounds of 45 minutes. That seems to be the best that works for everybody. And we'll chat for a few minutes in between. It sounds like Jackie had pancakes for breakfast too. Been longing for October. You know, I've been really feeling like, I don't know, nostalgic for Halloween lately. My boyfriend made pumpkin spice pancake. Oh, pumpkin spice pancakes sound so good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Hi, Em. How are you? Do you have your coffee today ready to go? I was just saying I'm going to start the timer for 45, but we're getting a little bit nostalgic for Halloween over here. So I guess going into April, which is halfway to Halloween, now everybody's brain is going to that time of the year. So, okay. So this is going to be the first physical book that I've picked up in a while. I've been doing a lot of audio or on my Kindle, so it'll be kind of nice just to sit here and read a vintage physical book. So super excited. Yes, coffee in hand. I need to go grab another one. I don't know. I was saying I need to stick to water, but I'm really feeling the coffee. So I'm going to bring up our kitty here and we're going to start 45. There it is. There she is. All right, everybody, have a good sprint. How did everybody make out? Um, this one is classic R.L. Stine. I'm enjoying it so much. I read the first 3 chapters, and it's very classic R.L. Stine with the cliffhanger at the end of the chapter. But I really like her imagination because something scary happens, and she's like, "Oh my God, the old lady is gonna grab me and bring me into the clock, and we're gonna have to live in this clock forever." It's really funny. So I'm really glad that I'm reading that one. Matthew went out to pick up a few things, so it's nice and peaceful in here. I think I might actually turn on some ambiance on the TV, some rainy day or something like that, or blizzard, to have a little bit of noise in the background. Yeah, it is fun. It's it's been a while since I read a point horror, so I'm really excited for it. Yeah, I'm sorry that the cat can be startling when you're not expecting it. I was actually ready this time. I stopped reading like about 30 or 40 seconds before it came on. So, yeah, I think what is there 4 of them in the Babysitter series? So I'm really excited to read the rest of them as well. Hi, Matthew. Happy Sunday. Jen ended up getting breakfast for my daughter and listening to the audiobook for This Wretched Valley by I I've heard of that book. Haven't read it though, This Wretched Valley. I think I've got it on a list somewhere. Trying to catch up on OSA announcements. Woohoo! We were saying a little while ago, Em, that my announcement went up yesterday, and I'm so excited to catch up on everybody else's. I think I've watched most of them now, and we were saying that everybody kind of had really cool intros. I think it was Christine had one on where it was like getting a note passed in class. Um, and then I had some clips from some movies and stuff, and Andrew's was just absolutely ridiculous from beginning to end. So he had his done like a commercial kind of, and with the song titles scrolling, like they used to have those call in things where you could call in for a CD of greatest hits or whatever. So that was really good. Read a chapter in Blessed Skeletons. That's one that I haven't heard of. I'm assuming that's an indie book because Emma's our queen of indie authors. So that sounds good. I don't know what's going on, but we had I was online last night and I went into Creepy Company and they've shut down temporarily. I was gonna look at some like Halloween shirts and stuff, but they shut down temporarily, so I was really surprised to see that. They are so much fun. I think your video is up next. Oh, I hope you like it. I really do. I hope you like it. Good morning, Alicia. I can't stay but wanted to hop in and say hi. Hello. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm reading Near the Bone. Oh, that's one I haven't read too, but Christina Henry is one that like I constantly hear about. I have 1 or 2 of her books, I think, on my shelves, but I haven't gotten to them yet. Hello, fun page. Read some gothic romance wave, and golly, the sheer gall of the literary critics and academics in the past. Did you? I don't think I were you on our discussion yesterday about Bluebeard's Castle. I think you were there. It was terrible. Such a bad book. Yes, Indy. So far, it's a really beautiful, good, beautiful writing. Awesome. Love to hear that. Yes, we have a couple of so I just wanted to shout out quickly anybody new in the chat or anybody new that's subscribed to the channel. I've had a little bit of an uptick in subscribers lately, so I really, really appreciate it. So everybody that pops on and says that they're a new subscriber or a new member, it always makes me smile because it's just kind of crazy to me that anybody would follow my YouTube videos. So I really appreciate it. But getting super, super excited about Old School April. And I know we talked about, I think it was last week when we were on, we discussed doing probably some collection videos, some updated like bookshelf tours kind of thing where I'll go through like my Point Horror collection or Fear Street or my Ghosty shelf or whatever. But let me know if you guys have any requests for any types of videos coming up. If you want to see more vlogs, or we talked about doing like a where to start with Darcy Coates sort of video. I also have content going up over on my Patreon. I had Matthew and I over there. Yesterday, I put up a video where we opened a package from Jackie from the Jersey Ghouls podcast. She had all kinds of goodies in there and books and everything. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for videos. I'm always looking for suggestions. Oh, yes. Avoid spoilers. So I got to tell you, because I mean, it was a spoilery discussion if you're still planning on reading it. I said to the girls yesterday, because I had, I think, about 15 minutes left in the audiobook after sprints last week, and I had it on like 2.5 times. I just wanted to get through it. And so I guess, there was about an hour left if I were to listen to it on 1 time speed. And I didn't even end up finishing it. So the other 2 girls, I had to get them to tell me how the book actually ended, but I really didn't like it. Reading is subjective, obviously, and I'd like to hear your thoughts if you do end up getting to it. But I think between the 3 of us in the discussion yesterday, none of us really liked it. Congratulations, you deserve it. Thank you so much, Emma. Emma's always such a wonderful supporter of me and of the channel, and she's just a great friend. We have such an amazing community here, and I've made such good friends over the past couple of years. Good morning. Joined late, but finished 2 chapters of No One Gets Out. Oh, that's one of my favorite books, No One Gets Out Alive. Oh, if you guys haven't read that by Adam Neville, it's fantastic. It's like, I don't know. There's these 2 antagonists in the book that it almost makes you want to get a shower because they're so creepy and so like just, ugh. I love that book so much. I really should reread it. You should see the comments that the critics have said, so condescending and horrible to readers. Wow, that's crazy. Yes, Bluebeard's Castle was by far the worst book I've read in the past 5 years, maybe ever. Yeah, we were saying yesterday that for me, it's 1 out of 2 books that, because I always try to find something positive to say about a book, but it was 1 out of 2 books that I've ever read in my entire life that I couldn't find anything positive to say about it. We decided that the cover was beautiful, and that's pretty much the only positive thing that I had to say about Bluebeard's Castle, unfortunately. I always want to see collection videos, need to see what others have. Yeah, creeping on each other's bookshelves. Is that a bookworm thing? One person, if I could get to spend like a week in their library, it would be Cameron Chaney. I want to see what's on his shelves. Like, I mean, most people know what's there, but I know that he has some hidden gems there that like nobody else has. I'm hoping to get to Bluebeard's Castle sometimes this year. I've heard mixed things, but yikes. If you end up reading it, let me know your thoughts, like, genuinely, because I know Katrina Brown really liked it, and there was somebody else. Oh, Rachel from the Shades of Orange really liked it. She gave it 4 stars. But for the people that were in the book club last month, I think we all pretty much had the same thought on it. Need to read more Adam Neville. I love The Ritual and The Reddening. Yeah, his writing is so, I don't know, it's well done and it's beautiful, but it's just so dark and unsettling. Like in No One Gets Out Alive, I remember I read that. I don't think I had even started BookTube yet, or it was right at the very beginning. And it's like one of those books that just sticks out in your mind, and it's a chunker, like it's like 600 pages, but I didn't feel at any point that it was dragging or that I wasn't interested in the story. Like he had me hooked right from the beginning. So good. Loving it so much at 40%. Oh God. It's really good. So like I said, those 2 guys, the 2 antagonists, who are kind of overseeing this house that this girl has rented a room from. God, they were just written so well as like creepy dudes. What else have I read by Adam Neville? I think I read The Reddening. I can't remember anything about it though, really. I need to read more of him as well. I have The Ritual on my shelf downstairs, but I haven't gotten to it yet. I downloaded The Vessel last. Oh, I wanted to read The Vessel. Was it last year? It was like on one of my most anticipated lists, and then just never got around to it. Heard a lot of people say that Adam Neville's Last Days genuinely scared them. Oh, I think I have that one down there too. Nothing really scares me more, so I'm eager to try that one out soon. I think I've got that one down there as well. It's just one of those things that's like his books just kind of sat on my shelf and I just never picked them up. But I know that when I do, I'm going to be like, why didn't I read this sooner? What other book did I do that with? Oh, Dave Grohl's book, The Storyteller. I had it on my Audible. I think it was like one of the first books that I downloaded on my Audible. So it'd been sitting there for like 2 years and never picked it up. And then once I actually did, I was like, why did it take me so long to read this book? So that was one of the ones too. So yeah, we'll do some updated collection videos. Like I said, like a Darcy Coates kind of themed video. We've got lots coming up for Old School April. Yeah. So if you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. Dave Grohl, yes, hearts. He's, just an amazing human being. Like he just seems so genuine. You can't say that he is because you don't really know him, but he just seems like such a genuine human being and extremely talented. So if you haven't read The Storyteller, I would highly recommend that too. Hello, good morning. Neville's Cunning Folk. Oh, yes, that's another one I've heard a lot about. Folk who are done well. Lots of Adam Neville lovers around here. He's a very, very talented author. Love his writing. Excited for all of it. Me too. I think I said earlier we watched Labyrinth last night. And with all of the crap that's coming out in Hollywood now, like everything is a remake or a repeat or sequel or prequel or whatever. Like we were watching Labyrinth last night, and just between the creativity, the characters, the storyline, the music, I was telling you last night about how much I love the music. They just don't make it like that anymore. And can we just for a second, because we've got our first look at the Crow remake. Don't touch it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. There's some things in Hollywood, and I know that it's kind of like we're at a point now where like nothing is off limits for a remake. But like Brandon Lee gave his life for that movie. Just leave it alone. Like it's perfect the way it is. If I want to see The Crow, I'm going to watch the original. Like I don't even want to think about that remake. And we got our first look at like the characters and stuff, and he looks like the Crow from Wish. I don't know. I'm really upset about it. Just saw an ebook deal on Hester. Oh, a Hester Fox. May have to snag it. Yes, absolutely. Do you know which one it was? Which Hester Fox book it was that was on sale? Labyrinth is the best. I mean, you can't get any better. And there wasn't anybody, I don't think, that they could put it in the role of the Goblin King other than David Bowie. I mean, he was just perfect for it. Why remake The Crow? I love Bill Skarsgård, but no. And I think it's one of those things that like, is this going to reflect negatively on him? Because so many people are upset about it. You remind me of the Babe with the power. Oh, it's so good. The original Crow and The Crow 2 are two of my favorites, and the soundtracks are amazing as well. I still listen to the soundtracks on a regular basis. There's so many terrible films that they could remake, but why choose all the classics? Exactly. Just don't touch it. Just don't touch it at all. And like I was saying to Matt the other night, like when we talk about books, there's so many amazing books out there that could be made into an awesome movie that you don't need to do all of these remakes. But I think the reason they're doing it is because number one, nostalgia is a big thing right now. Vintage is a big thing. It's a big money maker. And they get to make a whole lot of money with very little effort because they don't really need to do anything with the storylines, right? But you think about something like Frozen Charlotte. Frozen Charlotte needs to be a movie, in my opinion. It will be a great movie if it was done well, not done by like Netflix or Prime or whatever, but like a big budget film. It would be fantastic. Lullaby for Witches. That's a good one. I liked Lullaby for Witches. It's not my favorite by her, but it is a really, really good story and it has like a dual timeline. I like that. No more remakes. And I'm totally on board. Like the remakes and the prequels and sequels, just give it a rest, come up with something new. When I was little, David Bowie scared me, and I didn't like the music for the longest time because I thought he looked like that all the time. Luckily, in middle school, I realized my mistake. Okay, so right at the movie, the scene where she's in the room with her brother, and there's like thunder and lightning, and the goblins are waiting for her to say the thing so they can come take the baby away. That scene scared the crap out of me as a kid. I loved that movie and I would sit through it, but I was always terrified at that one particular scene. Remake the movies that could be remade. Don't fix what isn't broken. That's who was a Cameron, I think, last week or the week before watched Exorcist Believer. And then he took a picture of the DVD in the garbage because he's like, oh my God, like, why touch The Exorcist? It doesn't need to be redone. It doesn't need a sequel. But it's just one of those things, like we're in one of these eras now. Like Hollywood needs to have a renaissance. It really does. It really needs to have a renaissance where they're going back to creativity and they're going back to making movies well and not having everything as CGI and not having, I mean, how many Marvel movies do we have? And I don't mean to pick on Marvel because lots of people like that kind of thing, but there's so many. There's so many of them. Just pick something good or come up with a new concept. It's like people are just robots and we don't have any creativity anymore. It's crazy to me. Jareth was one of my first crushes. Okay, so I've got a story for you because when I was a kid, growing up in the haunted Victorian, of course, Labyrinth was big in the 80s. So like when I was that age, that's what was really, really popular with all of us as kids. And my friend lived up the road and she had an older brother. And of course, he had posters of half naked ladies on his walls. So between David Bowie as the Goblin King and Samantha Fox hanging on his bedroom wall, that was my bisexual awakening. So there you go. That was that was little Lizzie figuring out what she was attracted to. So what was it? Frozen Charlotte. So the Frozen Charlotte book. Who's the author? Oh my God. It's Frozen Charlotte, and Charlotte Says is the second book in the series, but it's the prequel to that story. Alex Bell. Sorry, Alex Bell is a fantastic writer. And when you have stories out there that are that fantastic, I've read the Frozen Charlotte books now twice. I've read them twice, and I could sit down and read them again cover to cover and enjoy them. But they're 5-star reads. They're on my favorites of all time. And when you have that kind of material that you could take and turn into a movie, there's no reason why it has to be all of these remakes. However, one that I will see this year, and it's one of those things because you're so torn, but the Beetlejuice 2, I mean, I'm definitely going to go see that. And I'm just hoping it's not crappy. I hope they don't ruin it. But I mean, between Tim Burton and, you've got Jenna Ortega coming in as Lydia's daughter, all of that kind of stuff. So that's one that I will go to see. But really hoping that they don't ruin it. Like Hocus Pocus 2 was something that I also watched and I thought it was funny and it was cute, but it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't well done. I wish they did do it a little bit differently. The Exorcist is my favorite movie. I refuse to watch Exorcist Believer. Me too. It must have been extremely awful because of the director and was the trilogy canned? Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm not surprised. But yeah, The Exorcist is my favorite book. I read it for the first time last year and it blew me out of the water. So good. And of course, the movie is a classic and it doesn't need to be touched. So I'm kind of glad that they did can it, actually. Good morning, Christine, one of my other OSA co-hosts who had a fantastic announcement video yesterday. And I saw Kelly was here too. I think I missed her comment, but she was here a little bit earlier as well. Yeah, Frozen Charlotte would make a great movie. Anybody in the comments who hasn't read the Frozen Charlotte books before, I would highly recommend them. And there's two other ones within the Red Eye series by Alex Bell. There's one that's called The Lighthouse, and there's another one that's called The Haunting. And all four of them are really, really good. But Frozen Charlotte is definitely on my favorites of all time. Want to? Oh, please read The Exorcist. Yes, for the first time. Oh my goodness! And if you do audiobooks, I would recommend the audiobook because the narrators, like the way he does the voices, is fantastic. David Gordon Green is not coming back for the sequel, Exorcist Deceiver. There is no word on the third movie. Oh, interesting. Purple Parrots. I hope Beetlejuice 2 does not end up well, and that's kind of what they do though, right? They just take the original storyline and they kind of put a little bit of a spin on it, but it's pretty much the exact same movie. Oh, did I talk to you guys about this? I can't remember. I was like irrationally upset a couple of weeks ago because I found out about the movie Twisters that's coming out this summer. And I was like, this is a spoof, right? Because I think I was on TikTok and I was like, this is like a fan thing. Like, this is a spoof. This isn't real. And I started researching it and I looked it up and I'm like, no, there is actually a movie called Twisters coming out this summer. And it's like they took the original storyline of Twister and redid it almost verbatim. Like it even had like when they have the two tornadoes and they're called he yells out, he's like, we've got sisters, and in this new one he's like, we've got twins, and I'm like, oh my god, it's literally, you have to watch I'm gonna have to watch during the next one. Yeah, it got a little heated. I was really frustrated and really pissed off with that book. So I hope you do get a chance to hear the three of us banter about it and let me know your thoughts, Vix. Have to catch up on that as well. So it looks like we all have a little bit of catching up to do. So I'm going to start the kitty. We'll bring her up here and we'll go for another 45. And I'll talk to you guys on the other side. If anybody gets a chance to watch the Twisters trailer, let me know what you think. Have a good sprint, guys. How did everybody make out? Jackie says she has to go play board games with friends today. So I think that sounds fantastic. I think playing board games is underrated. And I know Jackie collects like vintage games, which I think is awesome. So I actually want to get a couple. Does anybody remember that game that it's like a VHS game and it's called Nightmare, I think. And the guy that came up was like a Grim Reaper kind of character. And you had to play your way through the game, but like as you went on, he got creepier and creepier. Um, I only played it once, I think, when I was a kid, and I've been wanting to get it. I was checking out the price of VCRs last night, and to buy a new VCR is like $500, which I think is insane. Just saying. The cat did it again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the cat is startling. It's almost like they have to have a countdown to when he's gonna meow. Amanda always thinks it's her cat. Yeah, I can see that. I was so afraid of the VHS games. So was I. It freaked me right the heck out. But I still loved it. Scare the crap out of him too, or her, they. Board games are fun. You know, when I was in my 20s in my first marriage, we used to have poker nights a lot and we'd have like super low buy-ins. So it wasn't like anybody was losing a great amount of money or anything, but we'd always get together and play poker and chat. And I'd always make like a huge pot of chili with homemade bread and all of that. And so I think game nights and poker nights and stuff are a lost art. Couldn't make it past 3 minutes. I want to find that game. I'm sure I could probably find it on eBay. I don't think I've ever heard of that game, but it sounds fun. Like I said, I'm gonna see if I can find it. Somebody's got to have it. Yeah, $500 for a VCR these days. Isn't that insane? I'm gonna see if I can find one. Just like if somebody has it for sale on Kijiji or Garage Sale or something. Because I would like to collect some of the old, like my old favorites on VHS. We're starting to build up our DVD collection now as well too. I used to have a really big DVD collection, but long story short, I don't have it anymore. So we're starting to build up our collection again of vintage movies. Did you guys hear that? I think it's 28 Days Later is not available on any streaming platform and is only available like in physical media, and every single copy has been purchased. So people are trying to sell it for like $1,000 on eBay now. Board games with friends sounds awesome. I didn't actually get any reading done during that sprint. I listened to a podcast discussing the movie Heathers. That's such a good movie. I mean, it's so twisted and dark humor. It's a classic. So I fully support this decision for a Heathers themed podcast. I only read a couple of chapters of my book, but I gotta say it's really cute. I'm really enjoying it. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm reading The Babysitter for the Tales of Point Horror Book Club this month. So I'm reading that one. I'm reading something for the Amy McCaw's YA book club. And then part of the Haunted Victorian book club, we're doing The Shape of Darkness. And then a little bit later on in the month, I'm going to be reading Gothicana because Jen, who her tag is up on the screen now, is reading it. So I'm excited to get into all of those this month. I didn't own it, but remember playing it on a friend. Well, because I really wanted it. I remember when I was a kid, I really wanted my parents to buy it for me, this Nightmare game, and I was never allowed to have it. So I think I was at a sleepover or something. And funny enough, I think most of my experiences happened at like sleepovers and stuff that, like my parents wouldn't buy me something or allow me to watch something, and we ended up doing it at a sleepover. And it was great. So we bought each of the kids a board game for Christmas, and I think it'll be yearly. Oh, I fully think that's great, having that as a yearly tradition. Another one that I used to play a lot as a kid was Othello. It's almost like checkers, but not, and it has like little buttons that are white on one side and black on the other, and it's like a grid kind of game. So Like if you have a black one and then a bunch of white ones, then you would put your black side down and flip them all to black. So one person would be the black side and the other person would be the white side. And I really like that game too. So I played that a lot when we were camping. My parents had, first we used to camp in like tents and trailers, but then they built a cabin, a really rustic cabin. And we never had any electricity or anything. It was all oil lamps and candles. And we would play board games. Another one we used to play a lot was Romoli. We played a lot of Romoli as well, and Monopoly, of course. So those were some of my favorites. I actually had a Lord of the Rings limited edition themed Monopoly game when the movies came out, and I wanted to take it, but I accidentally like when I separated from my first husband, I accidentally left it at his house, and I wasn't very happy with myself because those are really expensive to buy now, and you can't get them. Like it's not new. Like you would have to buy one used, and they're super super expensive. I made breakfast and I'm on coffee number 2. I think I want to get another coffee. My husband just brewed another one and it smells really good in here. So I kind of want to get another one too. Gothicana is getting spicy. So I can't wait to get into that. Let me know how your thoughts are, Jen, as you're going. Othello is one of our favorites. Yeah. It was funny because we had like, when I was growing up, like everybody played checkers or chess or whatever. Not a whole lot of people knew about Othello. So that's a good one. Girl Talk, like the Girl Talk books. I had the Girl Talk game and that was a lot of fun too. I want to find one of those as well. And what's the other one? Is it Dateline? Where there's like a phone and you pick up the phone and there's like guys that you could choose from. It was like a middle grade girls kind of game. Yeah, so Amanda and I are both thinking we can't wait to hear your thoughts on Gothicana, Jen. So you're gonna have to let us know. I know it's a beautiful book, but let's see if the story actually lives up to it as well. Mall Madness was a good one, and there was another one that was Mousetrap, that like it had like nets and stuff that would come down and trap the mice and stuff. I remember seeing that one on TV. I never owned it, but I remember seeing that one. So I mean, this is kind of inspiring me to start my vintage game collection. So thanks a lot, Jackie, talking about going to play board games with friends later on in the day. So the only problem is I don't really have like a whole lot of friends in real life. I think that would be up for like board games and stuff. So I don't know if we could do it like virtually through sprints somehow. Yes, we used to have that. We've moved so much over the years that we need to replenish many of our games. Yeah, I had a lot growing up too. What was the other? Backgammon. Backgammon was a really popular one when I was growing up as well. I wouldn't mind getting one of those. And I actually, I used to really like Trivial Pursuit, and then they came out with like different ones, like not just the classic one. So they came out with different ones, and there was one that's like 90s pop culture, 90s or early 2000s, and so that was very much more up my alley than the traditional game. And I remember we used to play that one a lot, kind of in my late teens and early 20s. I really like trivia games. Then we had the Scene It games that were like, I think they started as VHS, but then they were like DVD based games where you'd have like remotes and stuff that we would play. And I had a Harry Potter themed one. And it wasn't fun because I knew way more about Harry Potter than any of the other people playing, so I would always win. So that was kind of annoying. I should raid my mom's house. I'm sure there's still a lot of childhood favorites. Yes, I think that would be a great idea. Be sharing some thoughts on the first 8 chapters this week on Instagram. Okay, and YouTube. So everybody make sure you check out Jen's YouTube and Instagram. The story is a bit over the top, but I'm having fun with it. After what I heard about the new cover of Gothicana, I'm hesitant to buy it, maybe with the old cover. I don't know. It's so funny how with bookworms we're so caught up on cover art. I don't know. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to read Bluebeard's Ghost was because the cover art, it was so good. It was very much like the vintage sort of gothic woman running away from a castle sort of thing. So, unfortunately, the story didn't turn out to be any good. So, what's everybody got planned for the rest of the day? Like I said, we've got one more sprint to go. I want to get some more reading done. This one's going really quickly, so I'm happy about that because, like I said before, I'm kind of coming out of a reading slump. And then I think I might chill and we're just going to watch some movies. So, like I said before, we're going to start our Harry Potter binge and watch the Harry Potter movies over the next couple of months or next couple of weeks, sorry. And then I can see over there, I can see Major Pain on top of that pile. So maybe we'll watch Major Pain too. That's really a really good one. We might watch Lisa Francis. I didn't, so I was planning on going out and seeing it in the theater, and we just, I don't know what happened that weekend that we were planning on going, and we ended up having to do something else. Oh, I broke my toes. That's what it was. Yeah, I've got a couple of broken toes right now that I've been hobbling around for a couple of weeks on. And it's been really annoying because typically at work I wear like huge heels. Um, and everybody's been making fun of me because I'm super short now. So yeah, I ended up not going because I was kind of in pain and hobbling around, so I didn't get to see it. We'll be playing outside and cleaning up our yard. It's a perfect spring day here. Well, here it is -30 and we have a crap ton of snow. So I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere. I was kind of thinking maybe I would head up the thrift store later, but I don't think so. I think I'm just going to chill out at home because -30 is hella cold. I think I'll grab some late breakfast and maybe start working on my project for this afternoon. Sounds good to me. Project day. How did you do that? Okay, so it's a bit of a long story. It carries across about a week. So first, I bashed them off the bed frame, my metal bed frame. So kind of like the small one and the one next to it. And they turned a lovely shade of purple and they were really, really sore. And then a week later, when I was hobbling around on them, I tripped over the laundry basket and I kind of caught them and they pulled. And so it made it even worse. And they've been very swollen. And not such a great feeling, but they don't really do anything about toes. You just kind of got to wait for them to heal. I should have taped them up and probably hopped around on crutches for a little while so that they would heal a little bit quicker, but I'm dumb. I didn't, so I've just been hobbling around for a couple of weeks on them. Gonna try to record some videos this afternoon. Tonight is an at-home movie night for my husband and me. Us too. Sundays are just kind of chill around here. I love having chill Sundays. And Matt and I just, we usually binge watch a couple of movies. Yeah. I've broken my toes a few times now, and it's not great. Hitting the treadmill for a little bit. Well, have fun. I wish I could hit the treadmill, but I'm just trying to get my toes to heal up a little bit here. Making stew and reading is what I'm doing today. Sounds like a great day. I think that sounds fantastic. Yeah, thank you. It is what it is. I'm very excited to be able to get back in my huge platform shoes that give me a little bit of height at work because I'm very, very short. Chill Sundays are the best. Yes. And like I said, it's snowing and it's cold and I haven't really budged off the couch today in my jammies and my blanket. I got a shower this morning, so that's all done. Getting ready for the week. So that's pretty much it. So I'm going to set up the kitty for another 30-minute sprint. Just give me a sec here to modify the time. 30 minutes. So have a great last sprint, guys, and I'll see you on the other side. Oh, she changed. Why did that happen? There we go. How did we make out, guys? Um, I am almost halfway through my book, actually. It's about 160 pages. I mean, it's only just small, right? 160 pages, and I'm about 75 pages in. It's really cute. I'm not gonna lie. Just what I needed, a little R.L. Stine to try to break me out of this slump that I've been in reading. I think I'm going to give this one a break for a little while, though, and read some Darcy Coates and try to make my way through that one. That one's on my Kindle. So, yeah, going from some R.L. Stine into some cozy haunted house horror. So, it's just a cozy day. I hope you guys made out okay with your reading or projects as well. We're going to have some lunch here pretty quick. It's 10:50. So we're just going to have some salad and chicken, and not going to lie, I'm probably going to lie down for a nap. Um, it's cold, and like I said, it's cold, and it's, just a lazy Sunday. So got breakfast and starting up the computer and stuff. So ED is gearing up to do things, and I'm gearing down. Perfect transition. Yeah, I think so too. R.L. Stine is into some Darcy Coates. Glad you're enjoying the babysitter. It's really cute. I mean, it's classic R.L. Stine. You have the cliffhanger at the end of the previous chapter, and then you find out, like, oh, that's not actually what I thought it was. It was something else. Made it to chapter 14 of Gothicana. Glad you're enjoying our book. Me too. Now that I think my brain is a little bit more calm, I can open myself up a bit more to enjoying my reading. So really looking forward to this month. Try not to put too much pressure on myself, and then going into old school April, of course. I'm hungry, so I'll be reading lunch as well. Enjoy the rest of your day. You too, Em. Thank you so much for coming on. Eating, not reading. Yeah, so it's lunch here too. So I hope you guys had fun on sprints this morning. So next week, I'm probably actually going to cancel sprints because Saturday I have a 6-hour tattoo session. So I plan on being very, very tired on Sunday and probably not feeling great. So I'm probably going to cancel next Sunday just so everybody is aware. And of course, I'll put out a post. And so I will see you guys the Sunday after. And of course, I'll share pictures and everything. And there will be a regular video as usual. So yeah, I'm excited for that. 6 hours is a long effing time, but excited to get my sleeve started on my right arm. Eating lunch sounds more fun than reading it. Yeah. So I hope you guys had good sprints. I hope you have a good day or night, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.